Hi, this is Ryan with Automatic Comics, and up next we've got a pretty great unboxing with a cool Neil Adams book, as well as some Marvel and DC keys. Stay tuned. Alright, so before we get started, please remember to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. Like I mentioned, we've got there should be two books in here. One and another one that's kind of like a Marvel key. And I brought this book up here because there's a Neil Adams Batman book in here, and this is my favorite Neil Adams Batman cover. I think this one is just awesome. So. The first one I'll open is this one, which should be the Marvel book. So this book I've had a couple copies in the past. I sold both of them. Ended up being a little bit before the hype started picking up around the character, and decided to the opportunity came up to pick up this copy for a good price, and decided to purchase it. And this is a character that if you're a guy who grew up watching the X-Men cartoon in the 90s, this is probably one of your favorite characters. I think a lot of guys, myself included, this is kind of like, they're like cartoon crush or whatever you want to call it back in the 90s when I was a kid. So I don't know if that gives it away, but at least it probably gives a pretty good idea of what book is in here. Now, unfortunately, the cover is, I consider it a kind of a terrible first appearance cover, but the fact of the matter is it's still this character's first appearance, so it's a desirable book. But if she was on the cover, it would be, I think it would be a much more expensive book. So this book is Avengers Annual 10, and if you're not aware, this is the first appearance of Rogue. And so the only thing you can really see of her on the cover is this. It's this character with a question mark on their face, and so she doesn't really appear on the cover. I mean, kind of, but still, it's a 9.8. Great book. It tends to be a little difficult to get in that grade. There are a lot of copies of it out there. It was printed in 1981, so there are a lot of copies, but it's tough to get in this, this high grade. The one that's especially difficult to get and is very expensive is the newsstand. I do not have a copy of that. I would love to get one, but right now, direct edition, Spider-Man's face, that'll kind of have to do. And there's rumors for MCU stuff about her potentially appearing in maybe like a Captain Marvel movie, because that is how she got a lot of her powers, was stealing them from, or taking them, whatever, from Captain Marvel. So that's that could be a crossover point where we end up seeing her in the in the MCU. Okay, now this next one. This was this is two books that I picked up relatively recently. They took quite a while to get here just because of shipping issues and everything. And, the seller ended up actually sending, which is nice, they ended up sending it UPS instead of postal service to try to get it through everything quicker. So this has, like I said, has two books in it. One is a Neil Adams Batman book, like the one I showed there. The other is, looks like that's the one that's coming out first, so I will get this one open and then we'll talk about that book. Okay, so actually, I'll put that Batman book up just because it's the Neil Adams books that I was going to talk about. And so, if you're not familiar with Neil Adams, he did a lot of covers. So, I mean, one of my favorite covers of all time is Green Lantern '76, and that's one of his covers. It's considered the first book of the Bronze Age, kind of the starting point of the Bronze Age. But this is another one of his covers that he is very famous for, Batman 251, and you know, just this awesome Joker cover. It's kind of considered the turning point when Joker becomes, instead of the campy kind of villain where he was before, where he becomes and a little more evil, villainous. So what this is Detective Comics number 395, and this is actually the first Neil Adams Batman work, and so that's kind of one of the more key aspects of this book. So this is the first time that Neil Adams was drawing Batman, and so I thought that's a pretty cool fact for for a book, and it's really not that pricey of a book, at this grade, around $200 or so, which I think is pretty cool to have a key moment like that where someone who's known for drawing a lot of these famous Batman covers, like Batman 227, Batman 232, then Batman 251, as well as a number of Detective Comics books. I think I won't go into all of them, but I just thought this was a cool point in Batman's history with respect to a cover artist that's very well known, and I thought that was a fun book to pick up. I really like these Detective Comics covers in this era with the the large bat on there, and the title and everything, Batman and Robin inside the the bat, and I just think they look great. So this one was January of 1970 is when this book was published. So then the other book. Okay, so this is Mr. Miracle number 4, and if you're not familiar with Mr. Miracle, it is a Jack Kirby creation that has some just real amazing cover art and stories and everything with it. So this is the first appearance of Big Barda. She is just a fan favorite character. So this was an incredible book to get to pick up in a 9.6. I mean, you can see it's most of the covers are Mr. Miracle or someone having to try to escape from some ridiculous situation, like that. And so I don't know, these are always just fun books to find, cool books to get, and just bright colors, really, just beautiful, fun covers to have. Mr. Miracle number 1 is another really cool cover. That's always that's a good one to get as well. Yeah, so that's the books that I picked up for this. We got Mr. Miracle number 4, first appearance of Big Barda, Detective Comics 395 with the first Neil Adams Batman work, and Avengers Annual 10, which is the first appearance of Rogue. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you'd like to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button, and I will make some more videos when I get some more books in. Thanks again.